Hi, my name is Tyvis Powell, former Ohio State Buckeye and national champion DB. Welcome to the Buckeye Cast. These guys was born and bred in the Buckeye State, and they like to talk Buckeye football and drink bourbon. Subscribe to the show. Now pour up a drink and pull up a stool. Here's your host, Joe Warwick. Get him, Joe.
Pull up a stool. You sound really sober there, unlike us. So, anyway, yes, thank you, Tyvis. We are back, your TBC Weekly. God damn it, I cannot believe we are knee-deep in the month of November, and this is where football gets really real. Although we do have 8 more games to go if we're going to get to the promised land. 7 or 8, we'll see how it goes. But regardless, appreciate everybody joining us. Please hit subscribe, hit the like button. That's the little thumbs upper thingy. And if you want to support the show, go shopping on thebuckeyecast.com. Share the show with a friend. That's free. Subscribe. That's free. Oh, like and leave a comment. That's free too. And you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and XGonnaFlex, whatever you want to call it nowadays.
X gonna give it to you. Yep.
It used to be cool when you'd say, "Oh man, I'm so on X." Now it just means you're a loser on social media.
Now it's cooler.
It used to mean you're tripping balls or something. All right, question for the chat. I'm not going to plug it in there. This is you got to listen to get the question. So I'm going to repeat it from last week. This is a rerun because the Cheaters lost again. Who would have thunk? Will Michigan, the Cheaters, a.k.a., make a bowl game this year? Currently at 5-5 with 2 games left. They got Northwestern. They got, bye week this week. Then Northwestern. Then they come to Columbus to take a flat iron to the face. So, so again, I talked about this on Friday's show. If you are a Michigan fan going into this season, a few months ago, you're like, we should be fine, make a bowl game. We shouldn't have to beat Northwestern to get into a bowl game, right? Next to last week of the season. We could still lose to the Buckeyes and make it into a bowl game, right? No. You actually have to beat Northwestern, which I'm not going to say is a given right now. So drop it in there. Drop it in the chat. Give me your opinions. We'll give our opinions later. I want to get everybody's input first. Everything that you might think is a layup, Shawn, is not, especially with this garbage team.
Remember those words you just spoke.
I just said them.
Remember them.
I remember them because I just said them.
Good. I'm going to bring them back up to you.
All right. All right, let's talk about Week 11. You guys want to talk maniac shit like the rest of college football before we get into this good, bad, and ugly? We're going to set you guys up with how we're feeling. I want to give you guys the odds for the current CFP championship winner. Shouldn't be a surprise, but and then I also want to ask, let's start off with this one. How is the on-the-job training program up in Ann Arbor going? Doesn't look great, Bob.
It Not really great. Doesn't. Oh. I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised that Michigan had enough fight into them in that game that they even kept it a game. Because, they came out and Indiana was putting it on them, and they turned that back into a game, and I was getting worried at the end there.
Well, Indiana does not have the asses down in the middle to put up a 60-minute fight, in my opinion. If you know what I'm saying.
Well, they haven't had to. They beat everybody by double digits except this week.
Right. This is the first real trench warfare they've been in, is my point.
True. I hear you, Joe. The offense, like Shawn said, that they were gashing them to start the game. And I was impressed with LSU, or not LSU. I was impressed with Indiana's skill guys. Just the way the receivers, man, they got some bounce to them. But yeah, fucking scumbags kept it fucking tight. Run the ball, running the ball, run the ball. Made it a ball game. I did not think. I thought that game could have got away from them at any moment. But no, they did hold tough, and
It
they were
looked
showing.
like at halftime it was 17-3. It looked like it was away from them. And they came out with some passion, some fire in that second half. But again, the lack of offensive just ability whatsoever. They ran for 69 yards. Not nice. Threw for 137. Seriously, how can you muster more than 15 points on that kind of production? It was pathetic.
Should
Yeah.
we care? Should we care about Indiana's defense yet?
No.
I think I think. I mean,
I
I
don't know.
don't
I
give
don't know what their
anybody.
stats are nationally or whatever, but
I got you.
is Indiana's D for real?
I
Yeah,
have them stats.
they got a real D.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Yeah, depends on who you are. Anyway, yeah. Let's see. Where do they rank? Do we want to go? Let's go matchups here. All right. Indiana stats so far through the season. Points per game, they are third in the country, putting up just over 40. Yards per game, they're 35th, putting up 426 per game. Yards per play, 17th, 6.4 yards per play. Third down conversions, they're 14th. That's really good. Red zone scoring, they're third in the country. Now, when you measure that against the Buckeyes, that's strength on strength. The Buckeye defense, number one in the country in points allowed, number two in yards allowed, number four in yards per play allowed, number two in red zone scoring percentage. So
Number two. I would have thought we were clearly number one in that.
close enough. I don't know what the difference is, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Number two is
Right.
just as good. But so yeah, Indiana, they're not running the shit out of the ball. They're 59th in the country in yards per game rushing. They do it all through the passing game, but they're still 30th. So kind of a balanced attack, I guess you could say. But again, I'm going to go back to what I said on freaking Friday, man. Who have they played? The entirety of their schedule up until yesterday, was garbage. Freaking garbage, man. I have their strength of schedule right here up to, this includes Saturday now, updated on ESPN. So their strength of schedule through yesterday is 100th in the country. So, yeah, I would take that job too if I saw that schedule. If I was Cigaretti.
Still, I mean, no, we got to be a lot. We played Oregon and Penn State.
26th. And it's going to get better. I mean, it's going to play in
I mean,
Indiana
essentially, it's
and
the
the
same except for those two games. Those are two huge games we were in.
Right. Right, but Indiana obviously hasn't played anybody, and I would say playing Michigan doesn't mean shit. They still
No,
haven't played
but
anybody. They're not
I
ranked.
I got a big Hoosier fan in my poker league, and we're talking about it. This game was huge for them because basically this game I think pretty much guaranteed the Hoosiers a playoff spot. I
Yeah,
think they're going to lose to Ohio State, but
yeah,
11-1 Big Ten team, you're getting
yeah.
in.
Right. I agree. And we should, at the end of the show today, we're going to get into our uh, top four Big Ten teams because I'm sold, and I think we've all been in the same position here that the Big Ten's going to get four, right? And we're going to give our top four in order at the end of the show. Me and Jeff gave them last week, and I think we, Jeff, did we have Penn State last in the top 4? Was it the Buckeyes, Oregon, or Oregon Buckeyes, then Indiana, Penn State? I think we were kind of in the same boat there. We'll call it a yes. As Jeff.
Hoosiers, Lions. Do the Lions have any interesting games yet left?
Oh, Penn State.
Purdue, Minnesota, Maryland.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we could. I mean, to me, this is really shaping up to be a 12-0 and 3-11-1 teams.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. I don't see Oregon losing a game in the rest of this schedule, and I think we went out as well with the one loss. So, yeah, we will be giving Indiana their one loss, so that tiebreaker, fixes that.
That's the thing, though. What if, of course, either way, Buckeyes are in. Is it better to? I mean, you want to play for the bye, obviously. But what if Ohio State did lose to Indiana? I think that 10-2 Buckeye team is still in the playoff, and now you don't have to play a Big Ten championship game.
Oh, yeah, I agree. A 2-loss Ohio State is definitely in, just like a 2-loss Bama, Georgia, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff, you got any differing opinion there on the 2 losses?
I think so. Well, I think we'd have to have a one loss going into if we played in the conference championship game, obviously. But if we lost that twice to Oregon, I think we'd still get in.
Okay.
But I think if we lost to Indiana, I think we'd still get in and not have to play the Big Ten championship. The thing is, I think we win the Big Ten championship, and I think we'd get the bye.
That's the goal, yeah. Hmm?
I don't know. You've got the Big Ten right now being 1, 2, 4, and 5. I mean,
In the
I think
polls.
the AP.
Right.
And it just so happens that Ohio State's playing all 3 of those teams. No cupcake
Right.
schedule here.
Right. It's always backloaded, It's the way it always goes for us, outside of the Oregon game, of course. But, yeah, I agree. I think a 2-loss Buckeye team is definitely in. And Indiana playing Oregon in the Big Ten championship game definitely gets both of them in, regardless of the loser. And then Penn State, right? With one loss, they got to be in. So that's 4 Big Ten teams. But keep your eyes out for this bullshit you're going to hear on Tuesday, probably. Wherever they rank Georgia, the line of wherever they rank them, doesn't matter, is going to be strength of schedule. That's going to be the fucking line that's going to be used. And you might hear it for Bama as well. So Georgia right now, through this week, has a number 1 strength of schedule. They do have a very tough schedule. They got Tennessee coming up next week. And then, right. Well, hey, you want to play in the best conference, quote unquote? against the best teams. You want to add Texas and Oklahoma. This is what it looks like, dude. It's what the money's for, right? That's what they say. Clemson. That's it. That's the list. And that was week 1 in Atlanta. I mean, beating Kentucky by 1 point at Kentucky. No, you don't get credit for that. Losing by a touchdown to Bama at Bama. No, that's a curb stomping. Right. Beating Texas is a big deal. I would say, like, on the schedule, by 2 touchdowns they beat them at Texas. But what is Texas now? We don't even know. I don't know what Texas is. Yeah, right, right. What about 3 if they lose to Tennessee? That rhymes. Yeah, right.
It really depends on how some of these other teams do, like the SMUs, and them if they get another loss. But if they're sitting there at 1 loss, they're gonna have a tough time.
No, it shouldn't.
If Clemson wins out, Clemson will get in with 2.
I don't know, man. That's too many teams coming out of that conference.
Well, if you
It's
win out,
weak
you
as
get
fuck.
in anyway. You're saying more than 2 teams, or more than 2 losses.
In conference right now, it because they don't have divisions. SMU is 5-0 in conference. Clemson's 6-1. Miami's 5-1. So those are the top 3. Those are the 3 options that will probably make it into the championship game for the conference. And I don't think anybody else out of those top 2 that make it into the conference championship deserve a shot at the playoffs at all. And I'm being generous by giving that conference 2 teams. For real. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm.
2. No, they got
2,
2.
but 1 in conference. I'm talking about getting to the conference championship game, in my opinion, gets you into the playoffs. I don't. Yeah. Right.
That's why we're
Maybe.
starting it here. We're starting it here. We're starting it right now. I started it a while ago, and we're starting it again. Get rid of the championship games.
There you go.
Conference
All right.
championship games. Done.
Yeah.
Bye. You have to play these guys again anyway. You'll have
Okay.
co-Big Ten champs again if that's what it is, and that's what it is.
Well, the TV networks do though. That's cash money, man. That's millions of Dolores.
Well, once these players unionize,
gonna-
they'll get rid of it themselves. They'll be
Not
like,
gonna
nah,
happen.
I'm not gonna play Oregon, and then play Oregon. Oh, and then guess what? We got to play Oregon.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm not in favor of that at all.
I don't know. To me, it takes some. I mean, maybe if you're Indiana, it's still pretty
I got
exciting.
to hire you first.
But I don't see how the players want to do that.
Players don't have a voice. Right.
What they'll do is they'll say, all right, we're going to add 16 teams and get rid of these conference championships. We'll make your money back on an extra round.
Oh. Hmm. Oh. Jeff, something happened to you. I can't hear you. Shawn, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Jeff is completely offline.
I can hear
to-
Jeff.
Yeah, I can hear him too. Something happened. Jeff, can you reconnect? Something major happened. And everybody in the chat is saying they can't hear Jeff either.
Oh,
So, Jeff, hit the link again. I'm going to
yeah.
let me
So
try. All right, let me
I
try
think,
now.
I think
I can hear you. It's fucked up. Everybody in
Yeah.
the chat saying they can't. And it says he's offline.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Right.
And I got a bad storm going through right now. I thought my stuff was getting messed up.
Yeah.
But no, I think it should. I think get rid of these championship games if they're both getting in the playoffs anyway, which is basically the
Right.
case in almost all these situations. Especially since you don't have divisions in the conferences anymore, where you might have three really good teams on one side and a bunch of shitty teams like the Big Ten would be. You don't want that team necessarily making it, but you still want other Big Ten teams in.
Right. Yeah. Are we 100%? sure that we're going to get 4 Big Ten teams, do you think?
I mean, unless Penn State or Indiana pisses down their leg, or us, God forbid,
Not,
then I think so. I mean, Indiana, they can lose to us, no problem. They've only got 2 games left, and one's to Northwestern or Purdue, I think. Actually, I think it's Purdue. If they go back-to-back losses at the end of the year, they could be out. If Penn State loses one of these games, they'll be on the bubble. But I
Right.
still think, I don't know, Penn State's got no good wins.
no, and they're not going to have any.
No. And they could,
just don't have the
at Purdue, they'll
opportunities.
roll Purdue.
Right.
Minnesota could give them a game because it's James Franklin.
Yeah, but
At
that doesn't do
Minnesota.
much for your perception nationally.
No, I'm saying they could lose one of those games.
Oh,
If
okay.
they've only got one loss, I mean, they're in. There's no if everybody wins out except Indiana, they lose to us. 4 getting in, and it's not debatable. But then but if it isn't those 4, nobody else at this point is even eligible to be in those playoffs in the Big
Right.
Ten.
We got 4 of the top 5 in the AP poll this week.
That's nuts.
Yeah, Big
Suck
Ten does.
that, SEC.
And if you want to add number 6, then they got 2 SEC teams in the top 6. Rest is Big Ten. After that, it's BYU, Notre Dame, Bama's 9, Ole Miss is 10, Georgia 11. I don't know, man. SEC looks like the weaker conference this year, like by a long shot. It's not even fucking close, right?
I don't know. I think there's a lot of parity in football right now, and
For sure.
I think these teams can beat one another on any given day. And I don't know who the best team in the SEC is, but there could be 5 of them. But there's 6. If we've got 4 really good teams, or 3.5 really good teams, SEC still has six teams in that same caliber.
I don't know about that, man. I've seen some flimsy ass play by Georgia, Bama, Ole Miss. These guys have 2 losses.
You haven't seen any of that by Penn State and Ohio State and Indiana and Oregon against Boise? I mean,
The Buckeyes lost by 1 point at Oregon. I don't think that's flimsy. I seen Georgia just this weekend get lit up by Ole Miss, man. I'm talking about wide receivers running free in the secondary.
Wide
the game
open.
against Nebraska was fucking flimsy, man.
Now,
In what way?
I agree.
It wasn't like overwhelming. Yeah, we won by 4. I know it wasn't like overwhelming, but at least we fucking won. Georgia's losing games, and it's not really that close. This Ole Miss game Ole Miss is not that good, man. Their defense has never been good. Their defense looked like Georgia's, actually, of the last 5 years.
So you think these teams get in here, these Ole Misses, Alabama, Georgias, they can almost be just looked right past like they're bums, huh? I don't. I think
Yeah.
they're major fucking threats.
Same with the Canes. Canes are
Canes
huge garbage.
I'm not putting Canes in the same thing as Bama, Georgia.
Okay. Well, they just lost their first game of the year
Yeah, well,
Saturday.
yeah, again, the wins and losses, that's all you're looking at. Those don't mean everything to me.
All right. Okay. They lost to Georgia
Hey,
Tech,
boys.
who's not ranked.
I
Losing
realize
to unranked teams seems like a big problem.
who lost to Georgia Tech.
Miami.
Yeah,
Yesterday.
I'm not giving Miami any credit at all. I don't think they've
Okay.
ever played anybody. I'm talking about Georgia didn't lose to Georgia Tech.
They might.
No, I didn't say that. No, we will see that game, but
Yeah.
I don't think they will. Oh, that Buffalo's good. God damn.
Yeah, that's last game of the year. If Georgia Tech takes them out, then yeah, that's a garbage loss.
Yep.
Well, Tennessee, I mean, that'll be a game this week. That'll be a heck of a game this coming week.
I think Tennessee wins, honestly. But all right, so let's do our. Let's see. Did we hit on most of the big games? Kind of, sort of. Odds. Current odds right now to win the championship. The Buckeyes have increased their odds. Last week they were plus 350. This week plus 300, leading the way. Oregon has leapfrogged Georgia, or Georgia has reverse leapfrogged, however you want to say it, Saquon Barkley style. Oregon plus 375, Texas plus 450, Georgia plus 750. So a little separation there from the top three. Bama is back. Is Bama back? They are back in the odds. Plus 800. Ole Miss cracking it at plus 900. Those are your top six. After that, it's not realistic. So,
Well, honestly, Joe, hey, sorry, I missed you all for a little bit there. I think some of those ads, those last couple ads you named are not realistic.
I agree.
I think there's a clear. I think there's a clear. I think that there's a clear division, clear top three, in my opinion. I still put Texas as part of that top three. We don't. You're right when you say earlier in the show. You said, "Do we know what Texas is?" I think we do. I mean, they can sling it. I know they can sling the ball around now when they face a high level defense like they did with Georgia. Can they? Can they still be productive? Can they still use all parts of the field like their offense is designed? Excuse me. No, we won't know this for sure. I mean, maybe an SEC title game will tell us more. Georgia playing down there in Atlanta on turf against, I don't know, maybe an Ole Miss, maybe a Vanderbilt again.
I don't think Vanderbilt's an option, man. They got 3 losses in the conference.
Well, I mean, I guess is it 3? They just lost yesterday. That must have been third. They two. Okay. Why? Okay. What? I was still. I didn't even pay attention to what they did yesterday. I was going off of the two conference losses, which is what I thought everybody would have. Yeah, I just thought that they weren't. I wasn't really giving Vanderbilt that much credit as far as being
as far as the SEC standings go. Tennessee,
but they were up there.
A&M and Texas only have 1 loss. Georgia 2, Ole Miss 2, Bama 2, Missouri 2. Yeah,
I got you. And A&M's playing Texas. I think their last game of the year.
Yeah.
So somebody there is going to have 3.
Bama plays nobody left.
Right.
I mean Auburn. Yeah, but that Auburn game. If Auburn, you don't think? I think Auburn could play. Auburn could play with Alabama.
Yeah.
I mean, Auburn's been. They've pulled upsets on Bama.
In Tuscaloosa.
No, I mean, no, you're right. I mean, I'm not expecting Auburn to win.
More of the Jalen Milroe show. Just give him the ball, let him run around for 200 yards like he did this week. He went for 185 on the ground. I mean, forget it, man. If you can't stop his run game, that's their offense. That's it. That's the list. He's like, he throws freaking laser beams, but he doesn't know where the hell they're going. Sometimes Ryan Williams catches them. Sometimes.
Right.
But, again, he's throwing freaking laser beams all over the field. It's pew, 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 pew. It's, a light show.
I'm just saying, Auburn makes that game competitive a lot more often than, say, Michigan was making it with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a big rivalry game. I'm just saying, Auburn could give Alabama fits. I mean, we've seen an Alabama team that would very likely keep a team like Auburn in a game with them.
We're not trying to go down through the SEC.
No. Right. Okay, you're right.
I think the CFP championship odds and how there is a clear separation. 2 Big Ten teams, 1 SEC. Maybe another SEC team can play their way into the top 4 as far as the odds go, but it's going to take some work, and I don't know. We'll see this weekend with Georgia, Tennessee. I think that'll go a long way.
I think you're right, Joe. I think that's it right there. What Georgia looks like against Tennessee, their odds could jump right back up. You're right. But I think there's 7 teams still that could be considered the best in that conference. I think
For
there's
the
a lot to
record,
find
Ole
out.
Miss, I don't think they're going to make it into the championship game, but they could win out against Florida and Mississippi State. Now, I don't think that gets them in the playoffs.
Oh, I do. Two
It
losses.
depends on what happens in front of them. They need help. They need help.
Well,
If you look
well,
like I said, you got the top 4 in the conference. I don't think you get more than 4 out of the SEC or the Big Ten. I don't think you get more than 4 out of those. Tennessee, A&M, Texas, and Georgia.
Texas and A&M play each other. That is going
Okay,
to
so
eliminate
that's
Tennessee and
Texas
Georgia
A&M.
play, and Tennessee and Georgia play.
right.
So
So Georgia takes another loss, they're out.
Yes.
That plays Ole Miss into the program, right? That moves them up. Then that also moves up Bama because they're both 4-2. In
the line will be
conference.
drawn wherever Bama's at.
That's probably true.
wherever the line is, draw the line right after Bama.
That's
Yeah.
That's probably what the committee is looking at. Yep.
So Ole Miss. I guess I didn't. I haven't double checked the SEC standings. I'm sorry for me not being prepared. I guess to talk about this, but Ole Miss, if they win out, they're gonna get in the conference championship. They're gonna be tied if they win out the next 2 games. And you said Florida and Mississippi State.
It could be
and
Texas
A&M.
and Tennessee.
Very
It could be
very
Texas
likely.
and Tennessee. Could be Texas and A&M. Could be
Tennessee, Texas.
yeah.
Okay. So they need help. So they need to win out.
Same with Bama. They both need
They,
help.
well, they both because they have 2 conference losses.
Yes.
Okay. So, all right. So we know out of the 4. Okay, it's gonna be. I think there's gonna be a lot still undetermined there in the SEC. But you're right. You might be right, Joe. Like they might just be wanting to stay 4-4 because they're saving a spot for Notre Dame, right?
Yep.
They're saving a spot for Notre Dame because Notre Dame at 11-1 is coming in if they play Army. Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's why it's going to be tough for both the SEC and the Big Ten to get 4 teams in.
I think they both do. I think there's your 4. Then outside of that, Boise State, Notre Dame.
Right. It's doable for sure.
10, and then what? Then you have ACC, the ACC and the Big 12.
Maybe ACC gets 2 teams. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you never know. With Miami losing one already, the conference championship games now that brings back. It's more eyes are going to be on those conference championship games. If you got an SMU Miami for an elimination, that's a playoff game right there. That's a playoff game for the playoff game.
So yeah, another reason why they will not do away with conference championship games.
And college football keeps winning. College football as a whole, as an entity,
Kill the conference championships. Kill
In
conference championships.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about this Buckeye game. We got to get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do our good, bad, and ugly. Who wants to go first on the good?
I'll go.
All right, if you're ready, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go, Shawn. Go, Shawn. Right off the plane.
Shutout. What's not
There
good
you go.
about a shutout?
That's good. That is good.
Doesn't get better than that, in my opinion.
That leads right into my ugly. But go ahead.
All right.
Spoiler alert.
If you want to go off.
What's that?
If you got any more to expound on.
I don't. I was actually a little jet lagged, and I slept through most of this game, but it got a little bit boring, frankly. And I had a little bout of something, so yeah, not as well informed on this game, but just looking through the numbers and seeing highlights. Anytime you put up a 0 against a Big Ten team, that's something. I was thinking you the whole time, Joe, in your early season.
Thank you.
4.
We were talking about it last week.
Yeah.
Wait till the score prediction, Shawn.
No, go ahead, Shawn.
No, that's it. What were your score predictions last week?
We're going to get to those, and you're going to enjoy it.
I didn't know we were.
So just lay back. All right, Jeff, what's your good for the Buckeye game?
It's along with the shutout, but it's the offensive line. I'd say our trenches. Our trenches are looking good. I think we're looking better in the trenches. I I hope we go to microscopes too. By the way, Joe, uh, that would speak to my defensive line. But our offensive line looked good. Just it goes to game control. You know, I got nervous one time about them scoring. Um, so just overall game control was good. I mean, we did what we looked like we were supposed to look.
Yep.
Took a little while, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm going very specific here. 21 quarterback pressures by the defense. 21 in one game. That's bad.
That's a lot. That's a lot, Bob.
Yep. And it was contributed to by everybody in the defense, honestly.
Yeah.
Jordan Hancock had a
Yes.
sack. I'm talking JT got in there, the scoop and score, the fumble, forced fumble, everything across the board. 21 pressures by this defense. We've been calling for more quarterback sacks and pressures and all that shit. So I'm going with that. We just had 5 sacks. I think we had 5.5 TFLs, something like that. Where's my stats?
There was a handful of them. I mean, there was a lot to remember. Sonny Styles, Simon. Yeah, there's plays you see Sonny Styles and Cody Simon 5 yards in the backfield of a play.
So
that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
All the pressures. All right. So let's circle back to you, Shawn. You led off. So let's go with your bad.
My bad will have to be Quinshon Judkins, and I can't say that I watched it so close, but I'm looking at the stat line, and I mean, averaging 2.9 a carry and getting twice as many carries as Trey, who's going off, by the way.
He did.
I don't know what that's all about.
He's been kind of up and down. Quinshon has. Last week, both of them went off. They were shot out of a cannon. But this week Quinshon looked like he was slower, or I don't know, more careful in his carrying. So yeah, I get you there. Jeff, what do you got for your bad?
My bad.
It can be anywhere in college football. It doesn't have to be just a Buckeye game.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I was trying to stay focused to the game, and I'm trying to think of the bad. And I'm watching. I just jumped in on just the comment about Quinshon. Shawn, I want you to go back and watch the game though. Go back through and watch the game real quick. You know what I mean? Like the full game.
Yeah.
Because your middle second quarter to the start of the third quarter, I want you to see Quinshon running, and to see. I just want you to get you a better opinion maybe. The stat line.
I got his carries here for you.
Okay.
2, 0, 2, -8, 15, 3, 2, 1, 5, 8, 2. That's it. The 15-yarder was awesome, but outside of that,
of course. Yeah. All right. I mean, I'm watching. I have the game going right now, and he had a double spin move on a play that he got. I think probably 3 or 4 yards.
I can appreciate what you're saying, Jeff. I understand that, and not watching it that close.
He fought like a fucking dog to get 4 yards.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like what he did in this one play. I'm just in particular. I'm talking first drive, third quarter.
I know.
You know what I mean? Start that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So
the run blocking was not fantastic. So
it wasn't great for a lot of points. A lot of points.
Okay. So
anyways, okay.
Jeff, you're bad.
My bad. The Coach Ryan Walters' decision to start calling the plays on offense.
Oh,
that's my bad.
Nice. Fair. That's fair, I think.
He's a D coordinator. That's how he got the job. I think Illinois. I think was where DC at before.
Yep.
Right. I found out from Joe Klatt that he was a teammate of Joe's at Colorado, one of his best teammates ever, of course. Okay. But I guess he's a defensive fucking whiz, right? He's got this big stat line, being a defensive coach and specialist. He's calling his own plays now, and they don't. I mean, they found out that they could run the ball a little bit, but he definitely had no game plan. He did not have a game plan to try to beat Ohio State or to play with Ohio State. He had a game plan to hope they don't hurt us.
Yeah. Okay. So, head coach for Purdue is your bad. Shawn, what do you got for your bad?
No, I already gave you my bad. That was Quinshawn.
Oh, sorry. That's right. You were first.
Where's your ugly, Shawn? Give me your ugly, Shawn.
I got one for you. No, I got my bad here. This is a monster one, and it's one of my major pains in my ass when it comes to defensive football, and that is missed freaking tackles. I'm being nice by saying freaking. 18 as a team, Ohio State missed tackles this week. Guys are sliding down the stripper pole like they're working at Columbus
We
Gold.
cannot tackle that Maccabee.
Don't get me started. I gave you my bad. I can't go deeper without offending families. I'm going to anyways. In my ugly. So anyway, 18 missed tackles. You cannot win a game with these horrible fundamentals. These are fundamental problems. If you play a Michigan, Penn State, and you have more than 8 missed tackles, you're fucked. You're totally fucked. 18, you can get over those by playing a Purdue or Northwestern next week, not against a normal team.
Right.
18, get the fuck out. That's like our worst game of the year. Anyway, so that's my bad. Shawn, back to you. You're top of the order. Let's go with your ugly, please.
What was my good? The shutout?
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
My ugly is also the shutout. It was tough to do. You just mentioned 18 missed tackles, but we had to rely on a kid missing like a 24-yard field goal that, half the kids, high school kickers are going to make that.
Hashtag college kickers.
What are there?
So that kick, poor kid, ugly.
Yeah. That's a good one. Jeff, ugly for you.
That's my fucking ugly too, Bob.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
The field goal attempt, the field goal, the attempt at that kick, one of the worst attempts at a kick that short I've seen in a long time. That was definitely my ugly. A game that didn't have a whole lot of ugly. It had some good, had some bad, but had a lot of good. There wasn't a whole lot of ugly in the game. Our offensive line played clean. No ugliness in there. So, yeah, it was the kick. I thought for sure that we fucked up the shutout, but they saved us with a horrible
twice,
kick.
Actually.
Well, twice.
What is that? Is that you guys? Is that
I don't
me
know.
beeping? Somebody's beeping.
It sounded like it might be my headphone, dude.
Yeah, you're fucked. All right. My ugly, I'm going to pile on the missed tackles, and my ugly is the Styles brothers. 5 missed tackles combined for Sonny and Lorenzo Jr. Horrible, terrible. Can't have it, especially from a linebacker and a DB. I understand Sonny is still learning the linebacker position, kind of, sort of, but fuck, we're in week 11 here. What are we doing? You should know how to tackle. So, again, expect a lot of tackling drills this week, as James Laryngitis said after the game.
Whoa! What are we knocking them on? What are we knocking his name for, Joe? What are we knocking the man's name for? No,
it's his guys that can't tackle. It's not my fault.
So so after all these years, you're gonna dog fuck his name? Now
he's the coach.
Okay, all right. So is Guerrero safe now?
$1
Okay, all right, okay, fine, Joe. If you're gonna put him on the firing squad, that's fine. But are the other coaches fine, or who all do we start? Because I'm not ready. I'm not ready to start mispronouncing anybody's name yet. We're still in the driver's seat still of everything we want to do still. I'm not mispronouncing names out of disrespect. But if you want to call him laryngitis,
it's lighthearted teasing. He knows that.
Does he? Okay, I know he listens to the pod, so that's why I was just checking. Big fan. We're all big fans of each other from his time on radio.
Sure.
But okay, I
We'll talk.
you,
He and I
I
will
don't know.
talk if he has a problem.
Okay, you start mispronouncing last names, and that's just the ultimate disrespect with your Guerriere shit at the start of the season. So
Where's that guy? What's he do?
Guerriere's looking
Is he still
good, man. Hey, I like him. All right.
Because you don't know him.
Oh damn.
Maybe if you knew him, you wouldn't like him. But nobody knows what he looks like.
But I like his techniques, Joe. I like his techniques.
Yeah, bag over the head. All right. So scores. Shawn, I have your preseason score. That's all I had to go on this week.
Oh, that's nice.
So I used it. Buckeyes were favored by 37.5, over under 54. Win-win for the big dog. I had 41-0. Jeff had 49-6. Shawn, your preseason pick going back to the summer was 44-16. Expecting a huge offensive output, I guess, by Purdue.
Well, none of us thought they were this shitty, though. None of us thought that. Purdue can always sling it.
Right.
I thought that's a good score though. Preseason, Shawn. Middle of the year. Solid score.
I was closest, so I'll take the win there as well.
Shawn, he's unbeaten. Shawn, he does not lose. He does not lose when the house never loses. The house never loses with this fucking guy.
Hey, for the listeners, this is not financial advice.
All right.
Joe will put you in the fucking poorhouse condo.
I've been doing well, actually, on my picks. I'm actually 10 games over 500, thanks. All right. Any other notes? I got Edric Houston made his first career start.
Yes, sir. Let's talk to the microscopes. Microscopes, yeah.
Let's see. Caden Curry got the first blocked punt since 2022 when Ransom had back-to-back games with blocked punts.
Great design too. Great design. Great effort by number 92 there.
I mean, have that. I think I got some videos here. I want to.
Curry's he's like a relentless. He's like an explosive, both to like Nick, but like relentless like Joey. You know what I mean?
I got to reorder this.
He's relentless about the play and the effort, and he's got the quicks to get there and make that play.
You always notice him when he's on the field. I mean, and he doesn't get,
Shawn,
it's the motor, man.
Shawn, the best camera. If you get a chance to rewatch this game, the camera from the back of the end zone, you're like the camera's off to the left of the punter.
I'm playing
okay, perfect.
Yeah,
it's the perfect view of Curry coming off the edge and the effort he puts in.
Here it comes. So what they did was Ryan Day after the game said they changed personnel on the punt block team, and they put in bigger body guys like Curry and Mitch Melton to go after the ball because they felt those guys could blast through the up men, the blockers, because they had some flimsy ass up men. You got a number 23 there. You got a number 40 or 41. I can't tell. Anyway, you could tell those guys aren't big dudes. And those were your up men, so that's why Curry was able to blast through and get the ball.
Yeah, he
came close the second time later in the game.
Yeah. Just effort alone. He wasn't even called like a call play. He took enough. The guy got to him with contact, but he was able to seal. Like almost like he took away like 90% of the dude's blast to him. You know what I mean? He just was able to shield it and absorb just a little bit of it, and just and keep the effort past him with the length and the length. It shows the length here.
Never underestimate the length.
Never underestimate the length. So great fucking play. But Shawn, I had Edric Houston in my fucking microscopes last week.
Nice.
Yeah. Just thinking nothing.
Well, me and Joe were thinking this game's decided. We're going to see more of, what we're going to see out of the second teams. So we're kind of going on that.
Well, we didn't expect Edric Houston to get the start, though. I would say that.
I didn't expect Edric Houston to only be at the fucking D tackle position. I figured we're going to be playing freshmen by the fourth quarter. Get a couple series at least. We were talking. Our other microscopes were more Joe can go over them real quick if you want. But they're all mostly geared towards the second team, going through the later in the game, because we thought this was going to be what it was, 35-0 or 28-0 at halftime. So we kind of went with the second team stuff.
I got more videos to show the peoples. So Jeremiah Smith now holds all 3 freshman records. Here's a video
Rightfully so.
of the touchdown. He has all 3 freshman receiving records, receptions, yards, and TDs. This is the crossing route where he went unscathed.
Why didn't Emeka get much more love?
Because Jeremiah was getting all of it. It's a one or the other kind of scenario. Like
there weren't a lot of plays.
Tate was showing up. I saw Tate showing up though.
They focused on him in one drive. Yeah, he got Tate had 6 catches on 7 targets for 56. Emeka just one catch for 10. It was a touchdown though.
It was a touchdown. Yes. Beautiful play. Beautiful play drawn up.
Yeah. So, on the screen right now for the folks is Jeremiah getting in the end zone for the record breaker, and puts the Buckeyes up 21-0 right at almost halftime. Less than 30 seconds left in the half.
And Shawn, you look at that play. I mean, you see the play. You see the formation before the snap, and you're like, "Oh yeah, this plays money. This plays money," and it's the exact play you think it is, and everybody knows it's the exact same play it should be, and yet they can't. Lacking man-to-man coverage. If you get that look and man-to-man coverage, you should run that fucking play every time, because it cannot be beat. That dude is not man-to-man coverage. That guy is not catching Jeremiah on that little drag. It won't happen. It won't happen unless you have guys dropping in zones where that guy he's coming to. That shit will happen.
Nobody ever got a hand on him either.
No. And if that play was at our own 20, he's still running. He's still running.
Here's the Emeka touchdown.
That play needs to be that. Yeah, that needs to happen. We need to run that play more. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Here's the Emeka touchdown to put us up. The final score of the game, actually.
And this is slick too, Shawn. Slick.
Just a simple play action to Peoples. Peoples going to the right. Emeka just flares out to the left. Pretty easy, cut and dry. Man coverage, obviously, and he beats it without much problem.
It's like. That's one thing. Another good Joe from our game. What we did against man coverage. That's how it's supposed. That's what we're supposed to do against man coverage. Yeah. The plays we made, boom. Yeah. And this is his ability to stay balanced and get in the pylon. Yeah. You know what I mean? He easily could have got knocked out before the goal line, but.
Yeah. All right, I got some defensive highlights I want to show you guys. Hopefully you're watching. This is Ransom laying out the quarterback.
Oh God! This is slick, so slick. I thought I was scared for a second because he hit him so hard.
Yeah, he's lucky the sideline was there. Otherwise, that was a fumble.
Yes.
You see the ball pop loose.
Oh yeah. He knocked his dick straight, for sure.
Then you got the Ransom INT. Following up the IGB weekly interference call that he's good for, right?
The hold.
It was back-to-back plays. IGB gets the PI, and then Ransom.
He held him the whole way. The whole way down the field, he held him. Yeah, the motherfucker. He was Damon Arnett. He was Damon Arnett. Check. Yeah, right. Patting him down. He's like, hey, what you bringing to the club? No weapons in the club.
But Ransom saving the day again.
Perfect. Yes. Just reading the quarterback. Ransom is playing that deep safety. It was 2 deep safety.
Yeah,
too high safety, Shawn.
Yeah,
no. Ransom's just sitting there from the fucking at the hash. He's just kind of fading. IGB's with the dude, and he's like, okay, I see it. And he's just floating it. He's like, yeah, let's go get it now. He just ran over and got it. Just ran over, took it in the air. IGB was at dead coverage on the dude. Not a good throw. Not a smart throw at all. Him and Downs both in the 2 high safeties. Downs was taking the other one. If they would have thrown it to the other side, it would have been Burke and Downs doing the same damn thing.
All right, let's
Yeah,
go.
you got. I mean, with Ransom and Downs back there, that's just that's not fair for teams.
He fucking lit that quarterback up though, dude. And he hit him smart. He hit him smart. Stayed away from the head. Like he fucking measured it. Like he saw him. Quarterback kind of broke out. And he's like, oh, I got a chance. And he was able to line himself up and get. Like, oh, how can I hit this motherfucker legally? And he hit him with every ounce of legal.
So while we're talking about
every
the
ounce of
secondary,
legal,
let's talk about the front four.
Yeah.
With this play, JT flicks it. Jack.
No, see, now it's mine's. There it is. Well,
I'll loop it. It's looping. It'll continue to.
Yeah. Dude, as soon as Joe, instantly I said, scoop and score. I'm fucking yelling scoop and score like a motherfucker. Instantly. Because he just, JT, I didn't even know he got his arm out that far.
Right.
And he just put it just placement. His big old fucking mitts. He just threw it out there and it just placed to be right on top of the ball.
Yeah.
And dude, and I tell you what, our announcer crew, they were so unenthused about our last 3 touchdowns.
Wait, what are you talking
Listen
about?
Listen to him. Yeah. Listen to him.
It.
Oh, I'm playing. I got the audio playing right now.
Well,
and Gus
was not super excited yesterday.
Gus on this play right here. Gus, he's like, and a fumble on the play, and Jack Sawyer there with another Ohio State touchdown. That's exactly what he just sounded like. They did not. They were like, because they knew what the fuck are they doing? At Purdue, Ohio State. We did not. This was not supposed to be. This should not have been a big noon game. Okay. This should have been a sleeper for them boys.
Right. Okay, I got something for you. So, hearing a lot, seeing a lot, but as always on social media, people love to complain but not offer solutions or anything like that. They just love to bitch. And a lot of these newer Ohio State podcasts, I will not mention them, but a lot of them have Twitter accounts and they like to just bitch about every little fucking thing. Now, the turf, I think, is a legit issue. We saw Will Howard slip down twice in this game. A keeper down inside the 5 where he should have scored. And then that basically a sack that he had to take.
No excuse. You play on that field.
That's what I'm saying. So I got a video for you. Let me cue that up. Hopefully you can hear it.
I think the turf sucks. Yes. It's so short. It's so built for speed.
The volume's very low.
It's slick.
He's basically saying that he's getting new cleats so he looks more athletic because he's basically throwing the turf under the rug.
Yes.
Pun intended.
Perfect. Good.
So, unfortunate that it has come to that where our starting quarterback has to call out the turf.
And it's been this fucking turf situation's been called out for years now.
Right. Not just by us, by the NFLPA. This is a national issue, not just a college football or not just an Ohio State issue. So, wanted to get that in there just to give it more light.
Hey, I'm just watching the IGB fucking hold all the way down the field right now. Yeah. Dude, he had his arm around his hip the whole way.
I don't see everybody else
there's
out
a
there
pick,
slipping
and then the
sliding.
pick.
That's the point, Shawn.
I'm not giving Howard
right.
I'm not giving Howard a free out on that shit falling down like that.
No, I'm not either. No, you're right, Shawn. I'm not either because
I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming him.
But I honestly though
I'm blaming the turf.
I'm blaming him.
Multiple times, huh? But how many games have you watched in Ohio Stadium this season where Trey's slipping, Quinshawn's slipping, quarterback slipping? This is not like a new thing that just happened this week one time. This is a recurring issue, and everybody's bringing it up because it does not happen in other games. I watched Ole Miss and Georgia play in the fucking rain.
Dude, that was a rainstorm, right, Joe? Hey, Shawn, real quick. Shawn, just jump on that with Joe. Yes, it happens a lot to a lot of guys Yeah, good. Our team and the visiting teams. We see it more because we're playing more of those games on on this track. They are slipping. Yes. Now in the game, on the third down in the red zone, almost red zone, when he falls, like you said, Joe, almost a sack. But I was like, oh, you got to keep your feet. You got to keep your feet. Now, and just in those plays, but if the turf isn't that bad where it just gives out on you, you don't see, because you would see everybody doing that at key moments.
Right. Not
So
every play
in that key moment, Joe, he did not keep his feet. You got to keep your feet, even if you know you're playing on shit turf, because by that point in the game, you're in the game. You know the field. You know the field you're playing on.
All right, then my point is this is
in
not the first
in that moment,
time
he's got to keep
or
his
the
feet.
second
But
time.
yes,
This has been a
the turf is an issue.
2-year, 3-year issue.
Yes. Yes.
I've been reading today that in 2022, over the summer, Wisconsin had the same exact turf. They ripped it up and replaced it for $5.5 million. You telling me we can't do that?
Peanuts.
Yeah. Oh, but we're below the water table and all this other bullshit, whatever they say.
But it's turf. It's not grass.
Joe,
It doesn't matter.
Bro, I'm just
sunlight.
I'm
I mean, seriously.
They're probably thinking,
You need to
hey,
get
well,
some
you know
grow
what?
lamps
We
in
win
there.
we win a lot of games on this turf.
Yeah, could have won a lot more maybe. Who knows?
There's not a lot more to
I'm
win
tired
on that
of seeing
turf,
the
Joe.
slippage.
There's not a lot more to win.
This has been a major issue for the last few years. And
Yes, it is. Yes,
I
you're
don't
right.
see it in other games.
I don't see it in most
other
other
games. I watch a lot of freaking football.
I
The
see
type
people
of field-
slip in every game.
All right, okay. Now listen. Now,
On screen right now, folks, is Will Howard's highlights from yesterday. About a minute and a half of them. He just ran that one in.
Joe, he still has his moments. He still has those fucking dumb fuck moments, right?
Yeah, 1.5 per game, right? That's what I told you last week.
Yeah,
1.5.
yeah, he's got.
Shit,
He over this week.
plays per
Over this
game.
week.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Maybe.
I say two. I mean, I say over it too. What do you think, Joe? I mean, do you see?
The one play, the weird play where he took off and then threw a backwards pass to Carnell Tate at the sideline.
I'm just watching it right now. It's on right now as we start the game. That play just happened, and I was watching that play as you're talking. I'm like, he's talking about that. Oh, he's talking about that play.
That's the one of the
That's
1.5.
just odd.
He didn't throw any picks though. Didn't make any stupid throws where
But that was a fumble.
Jump a route or anything.
That could have been a fumble.
Yeah, it was.
It was a fumble.
He had that what looked like a almost backwards or lateral pass to a Mecca out in the flat.
He was trying to fumble the ball to a guy. He was trying to fumble the ball to a guy.
Two different ones here. So one was to Carnell on the left. It was a short 5-yard little. I don't know what he's doing. We still got yards out of that because it was considered a fumble. But the other one to a Mecca, fortunately, he threw it like 1 yard forward across the field.
Yes.
One hash to the numbers.
It didn't look like that real time. I'm like, oh,
no,
shit.
it did not. I was like, somebody better cover that shit.
Right.
So, anyway.
So you just.
All right. So, we got to move on. I do want to finish. Josh Mickens, true freshman, recorded his first career sack in the fourth quarter of the game.
Really?
And the Buckeyes now have 2 shutouts this season. They're creeping towards my 4.5. Still achievable. Let's not rule it out yet. We got 2. We need 2.5 more.
There's 2 games that could.
We got 3. We got 3 games.
Oregon in the conference championship game. We blanked Oregon 28-0.
There you go. So 2 shutouts in the same season for the first time since 2014. So 10 years ago in a national championship winning season, 2 shutouts. That tells me we got some good D. All right, we got to talk about this Northwestern game before we get out of here in the next 15 minutes. Big noon Fox at Northwestern in
We're
Wrigley.
Big Noon?
Shawn, Me and Shawn went off on this one over the summer.
Good
Remember that,
Lord.
Shawn?
What's that?
The game in Wrigley.
Oh, yes.
Dumber than fuck. Dumber than fuck.
I got
And this
some
is a big
photos for
noon?
you. It's a big nooner. So that's 11 Central, 11 local.
Yeah, fuck that. What are we doing? What are we doing?
I got some photos for you. It might make you feel better.
Oh,
Photos of
you show
what?
me this field?
Of the field.
Oh,
Oh, I
gosh.
was gonna say, so you
Oh,
gotta say,
no. Are they still on the same sidelines as we?
Yes.
yeah.
No.
Oh, God.
Look,
What the fuck? This is
Boy,
ugly.
way to-
I'm more
way to keep
concerned
the
about
fans
the
involved.
wall. The
Way to
wall,
keep
the
the
far
fans
wall.
engaged.
Yeah, there's no safety involved at all.
So
all.
imagine sitting in these stands, by the way. What kind of view is this? What are you paying?
Out there in
what are you
right
paying
field?
for this? No, from right here.
Yeah.
This is behind
Left
like
field.
the first
Yo, out
base,
there in left
second
field,
base
man.
line.
No man's land.
Yeah, third base line. So here's another. I got a bunch for you. You're gonna
Yeah,
love it.
but think if you're in a right field line. If you're in a right field line, dude, that's a hell of a game. If the ball's right there, I mean that ball you could be catching that ball sometime.
If you're,
The thing is, they won't even fill that up because they're.
No.
I mean, their regular games, their stadium's like 20-something thousand people it holds or something stupid.
Right.
It's gonna be 90% scarlet. You know that's gonna be fucking scarlet like a motherfucker.
Look at the end zone to the right and where
Dumber
the
than fuck.
goalpost is relation to the wall.
No, it's right there. It's the wall. It's like Arena League. What did they do? It's not safe. How did they?
Here's more for you. This is a better look at how close the wall is.
I wish I could zoom this in.
Jeez.
It's right there. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Somebody's gonna get fucking hurt. They're gonna throw a ball right in the corner. Dude's
I
gonna
still have not seen a good vantage point for a fan unless you're out there in the bleachers, right there by the goalpost.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
True.
Otherwise,
Unless you're down.
left field. You want to be in left field?
Give me a box up. Give me a box up there. It'd probably be all right.
Sure.
A box over the third base line.
But
Yeah,
you're
over
still
the third
over
base
home
line.
plate.
No, it sucks. It sucks. It's a fucking stupid gimmick, and that's why we're Big Noon. We should not be Big Noon. We should have been Big Noon last week.
Have they been playing
oh, yo.
other games here, or this is special for us?
I think
No.
they did.
No.
I thought
They're
they
playing
played
at some
a
other
couple.
fucking. They're playing them at. They're playing most of them at this other. They're like their soccer field
They're
where it seats like
temporary.
8,000. Yeah, like they're
Yeah.
like
Okay.
they're like the aluminum shit.
Yeah. So
I mean, like Northwestern's got good. They got nice shit. Like their soccer stadium, it actually is nice for a soccer stadium, but it holds half of what their football stadium would. You know what I mean? So they were playing at some rinky-dink places.
they playing soccer
This is
in
du-
fucking snowsuits or something.
Whatever they do,
Snow
I don't
boots,
know.
moon boots.
I wish I could zoom
Anyway,
these pictures in a little better,
so
but this is ridiculous. This
I
is
want to
not
show
safe.
everybody what this setup
I'm going
looks
on
like.
record.
Again, back to what Shawn brought up at first. The two teams share a sideline.
Dumber
The
than fuck.
opposite sideline in this photo.
The worst thing.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
I mean, it's so it's gonna be so vanilla. It's gonna be so stupid. Like we're gonna be so
People don't
cautious
know.
not
They're
to.
not going to know what to do with their hands.
Connor Stallions will be. He's gonna be on the field
Oh, he
somewhere.
doesn't know where to go. What's he going to do? He's like, I don't know. I've never shot a place this stupid. So you got Northwestern coming off a bye week. Head coach David Braun in his second year. Last year they went 8-5. Good on you. But so far this year, 4-5. This is a step up from the worst team in the country, that is Purdue. So this is a step up from that. Returning 7 starters on offense, 8 on defense. The Buckeyes have won 34 of the last 35, including 10 straight, 7-3 against the spread. So you gamblers, keep that in mind. And the last time in Illinois, I guess you call it, the two teams battled through
In the
high
state.
winds and rain. Buckeyes broke a 7-7 tie in the third quarter to win 21-7 in a game they were favored by 38. So we all remember that. C.J. Stroud unable to
Weird
throw the
ass
ball.
game. Yeah, really weird game.
Yeah. So this week, do we? You guys don't want me to talk about the matchup, do you? Like point. Like,
I don't think we need to. I
do you
mean,
need it? Like,
what
it's better.
what
It's
do
better
they-
than
what do they
last
do best?
week. So,
What do they do best?
Take what Purdue was and cut that in half. All their rankings, points per game. Northwestern's 50th in opponent points per game, 24 a game they allow. Yards per game, they allow 367. That's 54th in the country. Yards per play, 48th. That's 5.2 they allow their opponents. Third downs, 50. They're 50th in the country. They allow 37%. Red zone scoring, they're good there. 21st in the country in red zone scoring allowed. Their defense allows 117 rushing per game. That's 23rd. Yards per game passing, they're 99th, allowing over 250 a game. So,
Okay.
that gives you a taste of their defense. Their offense, it's as bad as Purdue's. Points per game, 122nd in the country. Yards per game, 131st. Yards per play, 127th. Third downs, 128th. Red zone scoring, 122nd. This is not a pretty picture, no matter how you try to paint it. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I got you. We got the gist of it.
It's more Purdue for the most part, but not as bad on defense is where we're going. So let's get into our score predictions here. I guess we don't need to look at the stadium anymore, right? We've seen it enough.
No, what was the spread, though? What was the spread for this?
Let me get to that.
All right.
Okay. Score, let me double check. It was 30.5. Buckeyes are favored, obviously. Over under a 45. Still is 30.5 to this moment.
Huh.
So let's start with you, Jeff. What do you got? Oh, I haven't checked the weather. This could
That's
be
the
it's a
one thing I
little
was just.
early. It's a little
one thing I was
early
gonna
for
look at.
Chicago weather forecast, right, Shawn?
You never know. It's gonna be windy. It will be windy. November in Chicago.
Yeah. Okay. They're calling for only 12-mile-an-hour winds. High of 56, low 47, so not too frigid.
Okay. All right, so we're good. No, we ain't no bullshit, no fucking rain, no
This is
storm.
6 days out,
Yeah.
change.
Basically, I'm going able to be able to throw. We're gonna be able to throw the ball. Still, it's not gonna be some fucking crazy storm like it was, or that wind from you were talking about with C.J. Stroud. That was ridiculous. I mean, they talked later after that season about that was impossible to get the ball through the.
Yeah.
They said the way it turned and howled in the stadium. We don't know how Wrigley Field's going to do with the wind. The ball travels a lot. Seems to when the air's cold. So I mean, baseball wise, they play just fine.
I'm not sure how it does in there either, but I mean, it's in like almost a residential type of area, Wrigley Field. And someone in the chats, Sage, Ohio. Good point. Why aren't they playing in the Bear Stadium?
I know.
As
we
dumb as-
brought
I
this
don't know.
up back
That's-
over the summer. We had somebody, I think it was Troy, was in the chat, and he said he lives in Chicago. He's like, Bear Stadium, hello. But yeah, I don't know, man. It seems like we could easily fill up a Bears Stadium, right? I mean,
Well, it's a stadium built for actual football that's right down there that doesn't have a game today.
That's important. That's important. Yep. All right, so scores.
All right, 42 Buckeyes, 42 Wildcats, 10.
All right. So the
We're hitting
Wildcats
over.
get it in the wall, in the ivy, huh?
I think I don't know. I think it's late. That's weird. It's gonna. I know the weather's gonna be fucking weird.
Yeah.
The game's gonna be weird. I think we give up a touchdown somewhere.
All right, Shawn, what do you got? Jeff, think about
Cover
your
though.
microscopes.
Cover though.
Close to what I had. I got 38-10. Over, no cover.
Oh, blaspheme. All right, I'm going. Let's see. Both teams don't know what it's like to play in this retarded stadium. Sorry.
They're both on the same sideline.
Wait, I mean, so it's gonna be like a dull, like I think it's just a vanilla game, just just play calling, and they're gonna be. I don't know. It's a weird dynamic. It's gonna be clunky.
I'm holding
Probably.
on. I'm holding
I think we
on
just make a bunch. I think we just make a
to
bunch of plays
my.
just so we're better.
I'm holding on to my shutout wish. Make a wish. I am a make a wish. 31-0 Buckeyes.
All right.
4.5 shutouts this year. Let's get
And
there.
the cover.
That's what she said. Jeff, microscopes, slap them on me. I'm gonna pop these comments up. We got Billy in here. Billy says howdy to everybody. Jeff,
That's what she
when you're
said with
ready.
the cover. Yes. Okay. Microscopes. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's go back to Emeka Egbuka. He was pretty silent in this game.
Yeah.
I think maybe I don't know. I think we're gonna need Emeka. I think look for him to make some plays. I'm looking for him to make some real plays.
All
Yep.
right. Go ahead with your defense because we got like 7 minutes to get all this out.
Okay. All right. Defense. I'm putting back on trial Sonny Styles. Please come to the stand. You need to answer for your missed tackling.
Yeah.
He did some great things though on some blitz packages they did. Some really cool stuff. As far as taking the guard away from the D tackle on a we used to call it like a text move. It's like a inside guy out, outside guy in type type move on D line.
Yeah.
He did some great stuff, but missed tackling. Missed tackling has to be addressed.
All right. So you're going Sonny Styles.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Shawn, what do you got? Offense and defense, por favor, me.
All right, I'll go with my guy Carnell Tate on offense. He seems to be coming on. Would he have 6 catches this past week? And 4, 5, 6 the week before.
Yeah.
I think he's starting to become. I think he's proven himself. He makes tough catches. He takes hard hits. Ain't afraid to run over the middle.
Yeah.
So let's go with my boy Tate on offense. On defense, how about we go? I saw his number out there when I was watching a little bit, and I was like, who's number 11 on defense? And then he was slipping off some tackles as well.
Yeah. That's
And
why
so-
he's not a starter.
So if I finally start seeing him out there on the field, and that's the type of tackling you're doing, I'm just hoping he didn't screw it up for himself, where he doesn't get to see the field as much.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because we didn't talk about this.
Good point.
The jack, they employed the jack position for 4 plays early in the game where they played 3 down linemen and used Mitchell Melton as a jack where he kind of rover. He went rover.
Yeah.
I'm going to go rover, coach. He went rover and would line up in different parts. Took himself completely out of the play every time. So they did it for 4 plays. That's the one drive in the first half where they drove it down. What's that? Inside the 5, I think.
Yes.
So the first 4 plays, they ran the jack, and then they were like, "Fuck that! Get that shit out of here." So, back to your point,
Joe,
Shawn. Let Shawn go.
Okay. Yeah.
No, yeah. So I just hadn't seen Hicks that much this season, and when I did, it didn't look great. I felt like he's getting there, and he's got a lot of juice. But the fundamentals and the breakdown or whatever, he's missing at those critical moments. Yeah. So I hope he gets some more snaps this week, and I hope to see him go off.
Okay. So your offense and defense were?
It was Hicks on defense and Tate on offense.
Got it. All right. I think the running game is going to be key this week. I need Quinshawn to bounce back. I had some player props on Trey and Quinshawn last week. Trey cashed. Quinshawn did not. I said Trey cashed. Quinshawn did not. So, Quinshawn, we need you to bounce back in a big way. And then on defense, the
How
pass
about
game does not intimidate me.
what does Northwestern like to do, Joe? I mean, are they more of a sling it? I can't tell from their stats. I can't tell what they're good at.
I see another
Well,
defensive score coming.
Yeah, that's not out of the realm of possibility.
I mean, I think they're well coached. I think they're well coached, but I don't know what they do offensively.
They're bad at rushing and bad at passing. So what's left?
Okay, great.
And they're not very good at pass blocking or run blocking.
But kicking game strong. I mean, I don't know. Is there anything? They put the ball. They play field position. All right, so they're going to try to eat the clock. They're going to try to eat the clock and keep the ball away from us. Okay. Yeah.
This is another Cody Simon game for me. He's been killing it. Why is this guy not in the nomination for the Buckeyes Award?
Bullshit.
But Sonny Styles is. Hello? What are we looking at? So anyway.
Preseason. You're right, Joe. You're right. 100%. Right. I stand with you.
Quinn, Shawn, and Cody there. Let me continue popping these last comments up here as we get out the door. Let's go back to you, Jeff. Give me your top 4 Big Ten teams in order.
I think it's still Oregon because we haven't beat them yet, and then it's us clearly. Then it's Indiana, and then it's Penn State, same as the last week. And Indiana showed me they could win a decent game.
All right. Shawn, what do you got?
Well, while I respect that opinion, if Ohio State and Oregon were to play again on a neutral field, I think Ohio State, my money's going to go on Ohio State. So therefore, I'm going Ohio State 1, Oregon 2, Indiana 3, Penn State 4.
Ooh, I'm close. I'm close there. I got Buckeyes number 1, Oregon, because the reason is we're on a freaking roll right now as a team. We got some momentum going. We just pecker slapped Penn State last week. So
I haven't heard that in a while. Pecker slapped.
Pecker slapped those Globo Gym cards. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. So I'm going Buckeyes, Ducks, Penn State, then Indiana. I think Indiana is in for a rude awakening. They did not look good in that second half against the Cheaters. They're not used to a beefy D-line or even offensive line. They don't have the ass in the trenches, to put it bluntly.
That's what she said.
That's right. What she's the best one, Shawn. The best timing.
Yeah. All right.
You're right. Okay, you're right, Joe. I hear you there. And Shawn, on a neutral field right now, am I taking Ohio State over Oregon? Yeah, my money's gonna go on Ohio State too. But I'm just saying what we know so far. Oregon they beat us.
All right.
So they deserve one.
I got one. I got a pick coming in from Stephen Cherry. He says Buckeyes 40-17 over Northwestern, and he has
17.
a bonus pick. A bonus pick. This one might throw you for a loop if you're not paying attention. Buckeyes 44-21 over the James Madison Hoosiers. That's it.
44-21.
Yep. And Billy has the Buckeyes 31-3. Sage says the Buckeyes hit a grand slam. Like a Denny's?
Nice.
Like a dinner? The breakfast? Anyway. All right. Appreciate everybody popping in. Thank you so much. Please hit like and subscribe. And we'll be back next Friday, 4:30 Eastern, and next Sunday, 7:30 Eastern. Hope you will join us. And Jeff and Shawn, appreciate you.
Yep, no doubt.
Shawn, welcome back to the States.
Yep. Welcome home.
We'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.